Alright guys, so going off what I did before with the low pile area rug, I figured I would see what with a medium to high pile wall-to-wall carpeting like is in this house, what would be left behind. So I'm going to run through slowly with the Dyson. I'll do it in a time lapse so you don't have to sit through the full length thing. And then I'm going to run back over more quickly with the Electrolux just to see if the results are different, if the Electrolux will pull up a lot more dirt that the Dyson is leaving behind on this carpet, but we'll see. So there will probably be a few jump cuts and reposition camera angles just so you can get a full idea, but otherwise, here we go. Alright, so I'm done with the Dyson, and really with that I vacuumed at a pace that I think will be much slower than most anyone really would, especially the average housewife would with a machine like that. So I'm going to go back over it just like I did in the other test with the Electrolux, and just to prove again, which I clean this out as well as I can in between tests, there's nothing in this at all. So, oh, I'm sorry that you can't see some of the areas that I'm cleaning. It's just not really possible with where I can put the camera in this room. So, unfortunately, that's kind of what you get. But I try and put as much as I can get in that's doable. So, here we go with the Electrolux. let me just grab the Dyson, or its canister rather. And I've lost my reference point as to where I can dump this, where you can see it, because I don't have the carpet anymore. Either way. So the Dyson, again, it groomed a lot better than I thought it would. It just did a lot better than I thought it was going to. So here's Dyson. And keep in mind, as far as big things that aren't cat hair, like hard particles, it went over everything first, so it pulled those up very easily. The thing that surprised me with the Electrolux this time around is going over with it, I could hear things, like hard things, crumbs, cat litter, whatever it actually is, coming up into the machine, which kind of surprised me that it was left. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the camera off the tripod for a second. Or actually just, well, here, let me pull it off. Give me one awkward, shaky second. Okay, there we go. So, the Dyson did a good job as far as like smaller dust and grit and things like that. But, see, here's where the big difference is made with the Electrolux, is there is the cat hair in there like before. But there's this really, and disclaimer, I use Capture. You know, 3 cats, they get sick, so Capture is my carpet cleaner of choice. But that white, very fine powdery, that probably is Capture, but there's a little bit of grit and cat litter in with that too, and the Dyson just didn't get that out of the carpet. And that's with me going like a million fucking miles an hour with the Electrolux. So if you go slower, you can get a lot more with the Electrolux. Here's what the filter looks like. I'll be the first to say this isn't the highest efficiency cyclone system, so a lot of the dirt goes there into the filter, but I mean, that's just more dirt that the Dyson left behind. This is more what I expected than the last one, but this shows the difference. And I mean, it's not only cat hair if you're an allergy sufferer especially, but this smaller fine dirt and grit building up every single time that you would clean with something like the Dyson versus something with a power head. And that can destroy your carpet, and honestly your quality of life as well, like I said, if you do have allergies. So you really need to make sure you're buying something that will clean your carpets. And a turbo brush just does not cut it. And keep in mind when I say that, out of all the turbo brushes I've seen, the Dyson is by far the best. But it's still not up to par with even some of the most basic power nozzles at all. It's just not up to the task. Alright guys, so going off what I did before with the low pile area rug, I figured I would see what with a medium to high pile wall-to-wall carpeting like is in this house, what would be left behind. So I'm going to run through slowly with the Dyson. I'll do it in a time lapse so you don't have to sit through the full-length thing. And then I'm going to run back over more quickly with the Electrolux just to see if the results are different, if the Electrolux will pull up a lot more dirt that the Dyson is leaving behind on this carpet. But